Live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Good afternoon, folks. Today, we are going to be talking about representation. Representation. Wow. The description or portrayal of someone or something in a particular way or as being of a certain nature. Let's focus on that last part of the definition of representation as being of a certain nature. Okay. Certain nature, look, aspect, whatever you want to call it. In this particular instance, if we're talking about Marvel Studios, if we're talking, and we ain't just gonna drop it all on Marvel Studios' feet, because there are other companies and media outlets who definitely have the capability to represent Black in a more copious way, but choose to relegate Blacks to subordinate, supernumerary, or tertiary roles in television, in film features. Quick, off the top of your head, without Googling, name 5 television shows, action, or movies, action, where a Black character is the main protagonist. Bet you didn't do that fast. If you did do it, and if you did do it, I bet you had to Google it. Quick, name 5 Black superheroes off the top of your head. That should be easy to do. I got 5 back there, at least 5. You know what that's called? Representation. Yes, very good. Edutainment is fun, isn't it? So, as you look at my background, you see a lot of Black superheroes being represented, displayed, honored, whatever words you want to use. I am not neglecting, and I have plenty of them. In fact, a lot of times I make it a point, if I can find a Black character or a Black version of a character, I will collect that before I collect the actual character. I don't own a He-Man action figure. I probably need to go buy one, but I don't own a He-Man action. Well, I take that back. I'm lying. I own one of the retro OG He-Mans, you know, the ones that's buff on top and little on the bottom. I own one of those. But my point being, representation can't represent if it isn't given an opportunity to do so. And therefore, a lot of well-intentioned companies, studios, companies who think that they are actually representing something adequately, it just isn't true. Now I'm gonna go to the example that I'm most popular for, or that people seem to be coming to this page right here to hear my opinion about, is Black Panther. Now, when we talk about recasting Black Panther or the sequel that's due to come out here next month, we find a lot of Black female representation. And once again, for the regurgitating anti-recasters, I do not say this because I have a disdain or a dislike for Black women. I am not misogynoir. Y'all might be misandrous, though. My point is, you do not overcompensate. And I've said this in plenty of videos. You do not overcompensate on one in favor of the other. If I've got a movie with Black men in it, I want a movie with Black women in it too. That same movie. Because it just doesn't seem right. It seems out of place if you don't have them both together. It's for the screen anyway. It seems incongruent. I'm not saying I don't want to see biracial couples on scene, but again, by that same token, if I have to opt, you get a biracial couple and one of them people can be Black, or you can have two Black people on screen. I would rather give two Black actors work than represent, and a lot of times that train of thought works as long as we don't go overboard one way or the other. But we're talking about representation. Okay, we already know it's a foregone conclusion. Marvel is way behind in the representation department, and they just had the misfortune of being bought out by a company that is also way behind in the representation department. So representation, strong representation for people of color is not Disney or Marvel's strong suit. Quick, name 5 Disney movies that have people of color as the protagonist. Lion King don't count. You see what I'm saying? And if you are able to name 5, you had to squeeze them up out your brain something tough. I know that much. Because I had to think about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, wow, okay, all right. And then when you think about it, check the ratio. Yeah, little unbalanced, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, a little unbalanced. And so, what do we do about that? Chadwick Boseman's brother said the best way to get rid of a legend is to stop telling their story. Well, in the case of Black Panther, that's what's happening. That's what they're doing. And whether that's under the guise of honoring or whether that's under the guise of purposeful not allowing Black male representation, purposefully not allowing, they are not sustainable models. They aren't. You can't just say no more of this character. That's meant so much to so many people. That's why you're getting so much blowback about it. And even after this movie is gone, there's still going to be people giving you blowback about it. So be smart, Marvel, and get out ahead of this thing. And for everybody else, be smart and get out ahead of this thing. Okay, one last question. How many stories, live action, animated, whatever, can you name where Afrofuturism is the primary thing. Yeah, I bet you can't name one unless you in the know. But that's my thing. I'm trying to bring this kind of information to the mainstream because we, as Black people, don't give a shit about our characters. I know it hurts to hear that, but we don't know any of that. We don't know our characters inside and out like these folks know Harry Potter, like these folks know Percy Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We don't know our characters inside and out like that. Not on the average. The casual fan wants to have that kind of knowledge, but they don't. In order to get that kind of knowledge, you have to read. Harry Potter fans, true Harry Potter fans, read Harry Potter books. They don't just watch the movie and make themselves self-proclaimed experts on all things Harry Potter. Well, some do, but after some careful scrutinization, you'll find that they are not. And that's my point. We need to be versed on our own. What year did John Stewart Green Lantern premiere? What year? I'll give you a hint. It's the same year as that guy next to him. Why don't we know these things? Why don't we know what comic book they premiered in? Why don't we know what comic book that version of Mr. Terrific appeared in? Oh, yeah, by the way. That's Mr. Terrific. And little piece of trivia, he's the third smartest man in the world. But we don't know these kinds of things about our characters, the characters who represent us. Come on, y'all. Help me, help you, help yourselves. I'll be here for you when you need representation. I'll be here for you when you want to understand your representation. I'm not knocking you. I'm entreating you. I'm beseeching you. I'm asking you. Don't be that person at the party having a casual conversation and folks start bringing up things they're proud of and you can't do nothing with this comic book universe because as far as you researched it was going to a movie. This represents you. So you should represent it. That's all I got for now, y'all. I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all, be good. Be good to each other.